Ever feel like you're being held together by duct tape and good intentions? Yeah, me too. In this top tip, we're diving into a surprisingly beautiful way to think about resilience. And no, it's not another boring list of goals. Today we're talking cracked vases, dodgy car repairs and pink nail varnish, all woven into a philosophy that might just help you reframe the messier bits of life as something golden. Stick around and you'll learn how imperfections, both literal and emotional, can become your secret source of strength. Instead, I wanted to share the inspiring Japanese concept of Kintsugi. It's a philosophy that teaches us how to build resilience by drawing on the difficulties of the past. Kintsugi embraces the flaws and damage from difficult times and repurposes them as integral elements of an object's overall character and beauty. The word Kintsugi means golden joinery, and it's the art of repairing broken pottery to create a form more beautiful than the original. Rather than disguising a history of damage, it instead highlights imperfections with proud veins of gold. Fault lines are made deliberately beautiful and strong and emphasize the broken past. The golden threads symbolize an acceptance of historical turbulence and demonstrate reconciliation with the damage of time. I like this idea a lot, and I'm keen on keeping small imperfections alive. That's one way I've learned how to build resilience. I find that they act as useful reminders that strengthen me. I often share a story that gives an interesting model of how to build resilience. If you've ever heard me talk about the star model, you'll know that someone once reversed into my car and damaged the rear door. The situation escalated, yet I responded very well using the star model. That's another story really, but I got the car door repaired and decrumpled. Even though it was fixed, there is still a really small dent that you can see when the sun shines over the surface. Now, I could have had that dent fully removed, completely gone, but I chose to leave it there because I quite like to see it. It reminds me that I acted well in a stressful situation and adapted my behaviour when I could, quite understandably, have been expected to fly off the handle. Every time I see that dent, I pause and reflect. I really think it's another opportunity for me in learning how to build resilience. On my office wall, just behind me actually, there's a small patch of imperfection. I've been painting the walls but have deliberately left a small 2-inch area that needed sanding. It's out of the way under the desk and painted the same colour as everything else, but I can just see the raised edge. Now, why have I left it like this? Well, my office used to be my daughter's bedroom, and that small patch was a splurge of bright pink nail varnish that she had spilled. The slight imperfection reminds me of her and the messy, colourful exuberance of her youth. It makes me smile. Is that a form of Kintsugi? I don't know, but it's an imperfection that I want to keep in my life. My office, my rules. I often think of imperfections when I'm considering how to build resilience. This reminder, tucked away just out of sight behind my desk, allows me to reflect that not being perfect, not getting things right in my own life, is actually okay. While I was painting my office, the music was turned up loud and on random shuffle, and out of nowhere a song by the Tears popped up. Now, if you don't know, the Tears were a criminally underrated and short-lived pop group made from the trimmings and offcuts of Suede remnants. Literally, they were made up from Brett Anderson and Bernard Butler from Ernest Indie Fop's Suede. I wish the Tears had written more than just the one album. But anyway, the song that came on was called Imperfection, and it lists all the various flaws of a partner, including growing their nails too long, using appalling language, unpredictable mood swings, teeth not quite straight, and rather weirdly, tasting like orange chocolate. It's not a list of complaints by any means, it's the opposite. The flaws are the very things that are being celebrated. I mean, I'm not sure about the orange chocolate thing, but I love the idea of celebrating imperfection. The song expresses that through the lines, "Your imperfections are so beautiful. I'm a sucker for your beautiful mistakes. Your imperfections make you what you are." Is that Kintsugi? Again, I don't really know, but I like the idea of highlighting imperfection and embracing it. My Spotify account, my rules. So how can we use the concept of Kintsugi? Knowing about the time, care and effort spent by Zen Buddhists practicing Kintsugi on broken pottery can inspire us to re-evaluate what is shattered and torn in our own lives. Don't necessarily neglect or throw away the damages from the past. Recognise that they are part of your own personal history. Pay attention to them, perhaps even respect them and repair them with care. Remember that a broken vase repaired with Kintsugi is considered to be more beautiful than the original. It's important to know how to build resilience. So if you've been feeling a bit broken, just imagine how beautiful those fault lines could appear once they've healed. Or if you've made some beautiful mistakes over the years, ask yourself, how can you highlight them as helpful reminders for your future self? If you enjoyed this gentle stroll through cracked vases, indie pop and golden repair lines, give it a like and hit subscribe. And let me know in the comments, what's your version of a beautiful mistake?